Okay, good morning YouTube. Lofty Biker here. I've not spoken to you for a few weeks. I like to do a bit of a vlog every now and again, and today I want to tell you a bit about my kit and my setup. Just come off Chiverton Cross on the New Quay Road going north. I'm out for a ride out later on with the boys, but I thought I'd just talk you through it. So my camera setup, as you know, I used the Drift Ghost XL. I've got 3 cameras on the bike. I've got one on my head, on my helmet, facing forwards. I've got one down here, mounted to the brake reservoir with a drift mount. I've also got a universal mount when I can mount it to wing mirrors and whatever when I'm testing bikes. I've also started using a front camera because occasionally not everybody wants to see the sat-nav or the speedo or whatever, so I've got one down here at the front. So all 3 are Ghost XLs. Now I know cameras are a funny subject and we've all got our preference. My preference is sound and probably content, and then quality of picture. Now I know if you have a GoPro, most of the GoPro boys use the GoPros because the picture is better. There's no denying the picture's better. Also, it's got stabilisation, which the Drift hasn't. Well, pays your money, you takes your pick. Most of the vloggers who use the GoPros complain about audio, poor audio. Generally, as long as you use a Drift microphone and the Drift adapter, the audio is not too bad at all, it's quite good. So, me personally, I think most viewers get the impression of what's happening on, but if they can't hear what you're saying, or it's all buzzed up and crackly and audible, they soon turn off. So, for now, I'm going to stick with Drift. Eventually I might integrate the two or whatever. And the other thing is, the Drift cameras have got a far greater battery. The time the batteries last. You put yourself a 128GB card in a Drift and these XLs will just record all day every day. 8 hours, no problem at all. When you get back, just download the footage if you want, or charge the battery and away you go again for the next day. So there you go, that's more or less my camera setup. I do use a little handheld Sony voice recorder for sometimes when I want to walk away from the bike and cameras and still connect the audio up. I can't remember the name of the Sony, but it was only a cheap Sony one, about 30-40 quid, and the quality is pretty good. So there you go. What have I connected it to? Now this is the first time I've actually been out in all of my new kit. As you know, just in January I popped up to see my old mate Ollie at Motorcycle Essentials, who I've used for years. I've been buying kit off them since 2006, and I do like to support my local shop. Don't get me wrong, if the stuff Ollie don't have, I'll order it off Sports Bike Shop because they're always the cheapest. But if I can help Ollie out, or I can have anything off Ollie, I'll buy it off Ollie. And as an IAM member, he always gives me an IAM discount. Sometimes it's 10%, sometimes it's a little bit more or a little bit less, depending on the profit margin. So he's always looked after me. So what am I wearing? I've got my new helmet on. Can you see it? It's the new Scorpion. To me, new anyway. The model's been around a while, but as you know, I've been using my Nex and it was getting a bit tired. It had done a lot of miles. I thought I'd treat myself to a new helmet, so I've bought the EXO 1400 carbon with the bit of a white flash, can you see? I find that the fit is a little bit comfier, especially around the cheeks than my necks, but it does feel very solid to wear and confidence inspiring. Got a bit of traffic light here. So the next thing, my suit. As you know, in the winter months I've worn my trusty rucker for the last 12 years, and although it was still serviceable, it was getting extremely tired. Plus it was the one with the drop liner, so I wanted something laminate. So today I've got my new suit on as well. Bering, French company. It's a soft shell, but it's laminated. That means that the outer fabric and the waterproof membrane are actually bonded together. So when it gets wet, the outer fabric doesn't absorb all the water and get extremely heavy very quickly and take a long time to dry out. So it's win-win. So this is the Bering Flagstaff with the matching Bering Westport pants. I think I've put a bit of weight on because they're a bit snug around the waist, the pants are, but I'm doing my best to lose it now. Now this suit is laminate. The trousers are also a long length, so they suit the taller rider, but there's a facility to actually turn them up if you've got a leg length that is slightly shorter. So we got the Bering Flagstaff laminated suit. It's got another neat little feature. The zip. You don't have to take your gloves off and fiddle about threading the right hand side into the left hand side. You just hold them together and this little magic magnet lines it up for you. Then you pull the zip up and presto, you're connected. How good's that? So it's quite an impressive feature. I've got the liners in because it's still fairly chilly down here in southwest Cornwall, and there's quite a bit of wind about. I find it extremely warm. Since I've been wearing this suit, I haven't worn my heated Keist vest once, so that's a good indictment of how good the suit is. It's also got vents. I did have to buy the back protector separate, but I'm very pleased. It's good quality and it hasn't ruined the fit of the suit one little bit. So you can zip the arms up and down for vents. You've got a couple across the chest and the shoulders, and there's one across the back for exhaust. It's also got a flappy pocket on the back, a bit like an enduro suit, which I've never actually used, but we'll see how we get on. The trousers on the tops of the thighs, not sure whether you can see, they've actually got a vent on each side and also an exhaust vent behind, which I think is amazing. So that's the suit. Now to my new boots. I've always wore TCXs or Daytonas. I'd heard a lot about these Forma laminated boots, so I tried them on in the shop, and it only got a 46. Well, I know if I have a 47 they will fit, but the 46s don't feel too bad. They're called the Forma Jasper. They're actually a laminated motorcycle boot. I didn't know, but Forma are the only boot manufacturers so far. Just nip round. Forma are the only boot manufacturers that make a laminated boot, which, like the jacket and trousers, the outer material, leather, and the inner waterproof membrane are bonded together. Now, I know a lot of you say, well, I've got Gore-Tex boots and all this. The biggest problem with your standard Gore-Tex liner, which is a brand make, most people have got their own brands, is that toenails and various other things can affect the membrane. So it's also very important to keep, just nipping by, to keep your toenails, especially your big toe, fairly short and clipped to avoid damaging the waterproof membrane. But I'm hoping the laminated one, because they're actually bonded to the leather, should actually help alleviate some of this problem. Don't get me wrong, I shall keep my toenails nice and short. But let's hope for the best. Today I'm wearing my trusty old Lindstrand gloves. There's no Gore-Tex in these. This Lindstrand use their own membranes. I cannot remember what they're called, but I find them fairly good, a good fitting, not too thick to lose the feel, but very, very nice, because as you know, I do use the Alvarsson's waterproof leather suit as my summer go-to suit. I'll talk about that next time we go out. Anyway, so we're nearly at the island. We've got a jogger here, somebody doing 3 mile a fortnight in a 60, just dropping down into the 40 now. I will talk about the Alvarsson's leather suit at another occasion. Anyway, there you are, you know as much as me now. The Lofty Biker's outfit and camera rig. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this short video while I've ridden from Chiverton Cross up to Newquay. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button, press the like or ring the bell, send me a comment. I'll always do my best to answer the comments. And if you've got any questions you'd like to ask about this suit, just remember that the Lofty Biker is 6'5", 17 stone and takes a size 12 shoe. That'll more or less give you a bit of a picture of what I'm like. So, I hope you've enjoyed it. This is the Lofty Biker saying ta-da for now. Ta-da!